Hi everyone, it's Ann. Today we're going to take a look at a fairly new deck. It's been out about a month and a half, 45 days or so, give or take. It was released last month, early June. We are in mid-July 2023. It's called the Rosebud Tarot, and it's by Diana Rose Harper. It's in a square case, two-part hard case box. And there are thumbhole cutouts, as you can see, 78 cards and guidebook. Here's a few pictures of the cards. It's published by Wiser Books. I just saw it, yeah, Wiser Book. That's their logo there. It says an archetypal dreamscape beckons. The exquisite images of the Rosebud Tarot offer a beguiling pathways into the tarot. Artist Amanda Stillwell and author Diana Rose Harper present a mythopoetic experience of the tarot with fresh card interpretations and guidance for creating your own archetypal journey. All right, so let's open it up. And then on the inside, question what you think you know. It's nice, pretty pink. And the guidebook is on top. Not too thick, kind of thinner. Pretty pictures though. And cards are underneath. And here are the inside of the box. Pretty roses, because it's called the Rosebud Tarot. Now this is sort of like a collage type of a very sturdy hard case box. It's sort of like a Hay House Oracle card size box. I'm not a big collage fan, and so I passed this by. It's covered buying with the plastic. But when I looked at the deck, it's not gilded, so no gilding. When I looked at the illustration more carefully, it looks pretty good. So I broke down, decided to go ahead and get it. Because initial look, to be honest, I actually passed on it. It looks like it is reversible. And it is matte, so it's papery. Bendable, flexible on the thinner side, but not too thin. There is a cord in there, but it is thin. Comparing it to a plaid back tarot card, it's shorter and wider. All right, so it's shorter by that much. However, it is also wider. So shorter and wider. And comparing it to a Hay House Angel Oracle card, shorter and skinnier. All right, so a little bit wider than the standard tarot card, but shorter, so easier to hold for petite hands as far as overhand shuffling. All right, so without further ado, let's zoom in and take a look. As you can see, it does have a white border around it, and then a larger white border at the bottom for the name and number of the cards. So starting out, we have the youth. So some of the cards has been renamed, as you can see. The Fool have been renamed to the youth. All right. The Magician has been renamed to the Mage. I love the roses though. It's beautiful. The High Priestess has been renamed to the Witch. They still kept the two columns, the white and the black. But there's two witches. The Empress have been renamed to the Life Giver. I did like this card. This is one of the cards I saw before buying. I like it. It depicts, Mother, Empress, motherly, mother and child, and she is in a very, affluent looking home. It even almost looked like a greenhouse with all the florals, but then there's furniture back there. So it looks like almost like a indoor patio greenhouse type of thing. So she is surrounded by natures and plant, and then she does have a child. And there's a Cupid in the back there. The Emperor has been renamed to the Elder. And the Hierophant has been renamed to the Professor. So representing teacher. All right. Someone teaching knowledge. She has a lot of books. The Lovers is still the Lovers. The Chariot is still the Chariot. On the road traveling, a little bit more modern chariot cars. So instead of the 2 horses, she's in a convertible car driving on a road. Strength is still Strength. We have 2 lions instead of 1, and the lady is lifting the weight with 1 hand. The Hermit has been renamed to the Seeker. The Wheel is still the Wheel. Justice has been renamed to Balance. The Hangman has been renamed to the Hang Up. Oh, because she's right side up instead of upside down. Interesting. Death is still Death. And the Temperance has been renamed to Alchemy. This is another one of the cars I saw prior to purchasing. I like it. I like this scene. She's in the kitchen and she's mixing and blending. So, Temperance. The Devil is still the Devil. We don't have 2 people in the scene like we usually do, but she is tied, bind, and even gagged. Lots of snakes here, or well, at least 2 snakes. The Tower, still the Tower. We have the lightning striking. Looks like a carriage flipped over. Ominous looking card. The Star is still the Star. The Moon. We have the 2 wolves, I just noticed. White and black wolf. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. Looks like a shadow of a claw, but I'm not sure. Interesting. The Sun. She looks happy, vibrant. Judgment has been renamed to Emergence. And the World is still the World. So that completes the major arcana. Now moving on to the minors, we have starting out with the Suit of Air with Ace of Air, 2 of Air, 3 of Air, wiping away some tears it looks like, 4 of Air, he's resting, 5 of Air, looks like the White House in the back. So that is interesting. It says vote for women. Does it say vote for women? I think so. Yeah, votes. Ah, very interesting. 6 of Air, so 6 of Swords. There's a couple, 2 people in the 6 of Swords instead of just 1. But it does look like they're looking onto the horizon, looking at better days. 7 of Air. This is a very interesting 7 of air. 8 of air. 9 of air. And for those who are new to tarot, air is representing the traditional swords, because sword is the suit of the mind, mental, and air is the element of the mind. So this is like the suit of swords for those who are new to tarot. So 10 of air, it's like typically 10 of swords traditionally. And then the page of the suit has been renamed to curiosity, which makes sense because page is like the youth. So this is like toddler age. They're curious, just starting out in the world. Curious, still learning, inquisitive. And then the knights have been renamed to velocity of that suit. So we're in the air suit, so it's velocity of air. And then the queens in each suit has been renamed to generosity. So generosity of air. And then finally the kings in each suit has been renamed to sovereignty. So they're naming it by the advancement, I guess. So starting out, we have the youth, starting out curious, and then growing up, velocity, I guess, gain a little bit more knowledge, advancing a little bit, speed. Generosity is describing the queen, and then sovereignty is someone who has reached mastery. So the court card, it seems like it's depicting the meaning of the phases, the levels, instead of the person or a person. So very interesting. So level of advancement on your journey. Okay, if that makes sense. So next suit we have the suit of earth, which is traditionally pentacles or coins. So we have ace of earth, planting the seed here. And then we have a plant that has already sprouted, grown. 2 of earth, balancing, juggling. 3 of earth. Working together, traditionally, I guess the kids are working together. 4 of earth, holding on. She looks like she's hoarding a lot of things all around her here. Stacks of books, everything, bottles. All right. 5 of earth. Left out in the cold. No church scene. Looks like a fisherman, someone on a boat. Interesting. 6 of earth. So planting, working together, giving and receiving. Perhaps he's giving her a hand. This is just my first intuitive interpretation, because I like to go through the deck and come up with my own meaning before I read the guidebook, if you're familiar with my style. 7 of earth. All right, so they're working together. And I guess they planted these seeds. The flower has bloomed and they're harvesting the flowers. That's my interpretation. So we have 8 of earth. Working. The grandmother's working, and I guess that's her little assistant there. 9 of earth. 10 of earth. Oh, that's interesting, 10 of earth. So I guess they're like a family. No traditional dogs or cats or little kids or grandfather or grandmother. It's very different. So curiosity of earth. Philosophy of earth. She's trying to ride that bull and handle the bull. Generosity of earth. And sovereignty of earth. All right. So next is the suit of fire with ace of fire. I really like this. This is one of the cards I saw I like, because ace wands represents passion. And here we have fire blazing like a bonfire, a fire pit, and then we have a red rose, which traditionally represents love, true love, passionate love. So it's like a fire burning passion, passionate love. So I like that depiction. 2 of fire, travel. We have map, we have a letter, we have plane. So travel. 3 of fire, even more travel, beyond, expansion, beyond the earth, up to another planet, maybe Mars since it's red. Exploring, expansion, beyond, right? The frontier beyond. 4 of fire. So this is interesting. Traditionally, it's like a ceremony, a couple, but there's 4 here working together, blowing their horns. We do have the traditional 4 wands or staff, and then the floral. 5 of fire. So it looks like the 2 ladies are fighting, but fighting with candlesticks. That's interesting. 6 of fire. 6 of wands. Trophy, getting recognized. Accolades, winning. 7 of fire. She's standing firm, defending herself. She has the upper hand. 8 of fire, a race, fast, quick movement. 9 of fire, holding on. Holding on. 10 of fire, heavy burden here. Is this a donkey, an ox? An ox. Big heavy burden on this ox here. Curiosity of fire, he has a bicycle instead of a horse. Velocity of fire. Oh, so here's the horse. This is traditionally the Knight of Wands. This is traditionally the Page of Wands. So the page wouldn't normally be on a horse, but they gave the page a bicycle. And then the knight advanced to the horse. And then the queen, generosity of fire. She has her traditional cat, but it's not black. No sunflower, but she does have yellow florals in her hair. And then sovereignty of fire is traditionally king of wands, so he's on a motorcycle instead of a horse, but it does represent this fast movement, right? Because you can go very fast on a motorcycle. Next suit is water. We have ace of water, so water coming out, emotion. We have rainbow, we have lots of water, a beautiful rose, lots of emotion, feelings. 2 of water coming together. Again, water behind, waterfall on each side. So both have lots of emotion, equal emotion for each other. Very balanced for the 2 of water. 3 of water. So these ladies are working together, spending time together, friendship. 4 of water. So there's 3 here, and there's the 4th one here, which she's not paying attention to. 5 of water. They're all wearing black robes. Usually it's regrets, sorrow. So it looks like there's been a flood, and these ladies are wearing black. So they're sad. 6 of water. Traditionally 6 of cups, youth. Reminiscing, nostalgia of back in the days type of a feeling. 7 of water, confusion, options. We have snake. We have spider. We have scorpion. This is a dangerous looking 7 of cups. So illusion, delusional, choices, options, confusion. 8 of water, walking away. Look at the sky. That's pretty cool against the white clouds, or the white clouds against the pink sky. Nine of water, independence, success, abundance. Yeah, she looks like she's in a luxurious home. Nice open window looking up at the night sky. Beautiful chandelier. Spacious, nice furniture. Huge plants. So, 9 of water. 10 of water. Happiness. Emotional fulfillment. There is that rainbow. It's 3 ladies instead of the traditional man, woman, and 2 children. Curiosity of water. So traditionally is the page of water. Looks like he's playing in the sand, bury himself in the sand. But this, I have to admit, this card look a little weird. I think it's supposed to be him in the sand, but it looks like his head is like separated from his body, but he's still smiling. So I guess somehow he buried a part of himself in the sand, but it does look a little weird to me when I first looked at that card. Velocity of water. So this is traditionally the queen of water. No, the knight of water. I get these confused. Okay, so this is traditionally the page of water. This is the knight of water. So we have a female instead of a male, but she is on a horse. And then generosity of water is traditionally the Queen of Cups. So looks like she's surrounded by water, or she's looked like she's in the water. Oh, she's a mermaid in the water, and there's a turtle here. Yep. So very emotional Queen of Cups with lots of emotion, underwater, sovereignty of water. And then we have the King of Cups, although it's depicted by also a female, but she is wearing the crown. A little bit more mature Queen of Cups, but also surrounded by water, but learning to deal with her emotion better, because the knight is underwater, surrounded by water, and then the queen is above the water, but still surrounded by water. Very interesting. So there's, with this deck, with it being a little bit different, it can change your reading a little bit. I can see how I can read with this deck a little bit differently. And I guess that's why we buy different decks, just to get a change of scenery and also get a different take in our readings, mix things up, change things up. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the guidebook. A little hard to cover. Semi-gloss pages. There's a welcome page. The Rosebud has a specific attitude and approach, collapsing time just as Amanda's art collapses eras and visual perspectives. This little book aims to give you light-handed guidance in interpreting the cards. We believe that the best card meanings are the ones you create over time. And I agree. That's why I don't read the guidebook before I look at the deck for the first time. I want to come up with my own meaning. And so we believe that the best card meanings are the ones you create over time and with familiarity with a given deck, unfurling like a bud in a blossom. We recommend acquiring a fresh notebook to keep track of your engagement with Rosebud. Your future self will thank you for taking the time to write down the questions you ask, as well as your thoughts, insight, and interpretation. Most importantly, let your curiosity guide you. Your own inner child is far wiser than you might think. Ooh, good advice. What is tarot? So they go and explain the tarot. Basic tarot structure, 78 cards divided into 2 parts, the major arcana and the minor arcana. So they explain the difference, and then they go through the suit. All right. And then the elements, spirit, water, fire, air, earth. And then they go into the major arcana. So you do get a small little color picture of each card, and then a description, and then a write-up. And you get upright meanings and reverse meanings. So not bad. Yeah, so in bold black here is the description of the card. Like a woman perched on a radiant tree stump in the middle of a Victorian era conservatory draped with lilacs and roses in bloom. So I was right. I said it looked like a greenhouse. And then on her lap sits a young child, gleefully observing the luminous spark the woman holds in her hands. Nearby, a teacup and watering can stand ready to nourish what needs nourishing. Every act of wonder in a creation, every act of creation is a wonder. With child's eyes, the mundane becomes magical. With mature eyes, the magical becomes mundane. What if the real work of being alive is the labor of maintaining wonder? The labor of creating wonder, the labor of nourishing the daily divine. Upright meaning, nurturance, caretaking, supporting, vital force, creativity, fecundity. I'm not familiar with that word, so I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly. Earthly delight, reverse creative blocks, insufficient care, negligence, rejection of joy. So that gives you the idea. They describe the picture or they describe the illustration, and then I guess there's a little poetry and then upright keywords and reverse keywords. All right, so that's the layout for each card. Let's check the minors. Here's the minor section. So the minors on interpreting minor on the number pips, so they give you a little bit of what the ones, the two keywords for each number. And you do still get a color picture of each card. It's about the same size, but the write-up is just like a few keywords. So on the minors, you do get the same color picture, but a little bit less of a write-up. But it's nice that it's in color. And the way it's organized is by all the sixes and all the fives, all the fours. So they have all the cards on the 2 pages, so you can see it all together. Water, like 6 of water, 6 of fire, 6 of air, 6 of earth. So you have each of the suit of the minors together right in front of you, which is kind of nice. So you can look at them and compare them. So, and then they go on to the court cards, explaining the court cards. The court cards are the quote-unquote people cards. All right, and then curiosity, velocity, generosity. So they explain the different court cards in this deck. And then they continue on to the court. So they have the major arcana in one section, the minor arcana in one section, and then they have all the court cards in the final section, third section. An exercise for practicing interpreting the minors. That's nice. They give you exercises, and then you also get sample spread. The Rosebud blooms. Look how beautiful these flowers are. Very pretty. And then a little write-up on the authors. So there's a total of 95 pages. All right, so that is your guidebook. I do like the backs because I do like flowers. So very beautiful. So that completes the walkthrough. I'm just going to put a few cards here. And I guess I can zoom back out and let you guys see. All right, so if you don't already own this deck and you are interested, or if you love collage type of tarot deck, so this deck may be for you. As I mentioned, personally, I'm not a big collage type person, but I do own some, especially if they're really pretty, the pretty ones. but usually it's harder for me to see. But I ended up getting it, and I think it's, you know, with the illustration, it's easy to read. So I think I'm going to enjoy reading with this deck. So I hope you enjoy the walkthrough. Again, the links will be, well, not link, the link will be under in the description underneath this video for those interested. All right. Well, thanks again for watching, and I will catch you again on the next video. Bye.